Patriots, what we've uncovered is nothing short of an attempted coup. The Democrats, led by Jamie Raskin, aren't just talking about blocking Trump, they've already drafted the lawsuits. Using Section 3 of the 14th Amendment as their weapon, they are planning to create what they themselves call civil war conditions on January 6, 2025. The Hill is openly calling for Congress to invalidate the will of the American people, but here's what's really happening. They're terrified. With just 24 days until Trump's return, the deep state is making their final desperate move. And tonight, we're going to expose their entire playbook. Now, listen carefully, patriots. While the Democrats try to undermine our republic, you can't afford to let aging undermine your health. That's why I trust BioTrust's revolutionary collagen formula. Science shows that after age 20, your body produces 12% less collagen each decade, but BioTrust's unique blend combines all 5 critical types of collagen your body needs. Don't let time win. Fight back. Visit healthwithgary.com for an exclusive 51% off, plus get free VIP health coaching for life and our special guide, the 14 foods for amazing skin. Take control of your health at healthwithgary.com. Okay, we're going to set the stage here. Natalie Winters posted this video on November 11th, and she says in this video, the lawsuits to block Trump's agenda are already drafted. We have to remain vigilant. I know it's easy to try to tune out, think we've won, and rest on our laurels. No. Now is the time to perk up, pay attention, and engage whatever you do. Because they are going to try everything in their playbook to prevent Trump from getting into power. And once he's in power, they're going to try everything to block him. And this is how they're going to do it. This is from Media Storm.
Fill in some names.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. There's Media Touch. These guys are horrible.
There's a virtual law firm of people besides us that are working right now on the brief. Just fill in some names and some dates, the lawsuit, the draft. We know exactly what they're going to do. They may have ready a raft of 40 executive orders for him to use his Sharpie with on January 20th. But I assure you, we have a raft of dozens of lawsuits already drafted with our fingers hovering over the print and file button against each one of those things. And now we have the advantage because we're in the plaintiff driver's seat.
So the lawfare is not going away, my friends. August 7th, remember this, Biden says there will not be a peaceful transfer of power if Trump wins.
Are you confident that there will be a peaceful transfer of power in January 2025?
If Trump wins, no, I'm not confident at all. I mean, if Trump loses, I'm not confident at all.
Oh, a little Freudian slip there from Joe Biden, right?
Are you confident that there will be a peaceful transfer of power in January 2025?
If Trump wins, no, I'm not confident at all. I mean, if Trump loses, I'm not confident at all. He means what he says. We don't take him seriously. He means it. All the stuff about if we lose, there'll be a bloodbath. Have to be a stolen election. Look what they're trying to do now in the local election districts where people count the votes. They're putting people in place in states that they're going to count the votes, right?
Are you confident?
Oh, we're going to count votes, huh?
Are you confident?
How horrible is that? Counting votes. 8 hours ago, top Democrats are urging Congress to block President Donald Trump from taking office. Christian Collins posting this. Yet Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre says Biden calling Trump a threat to democracy still stands. Americans know the left is the real threat to our republic. Let's listen in.
An apology from the
in the meeting, we saw a unified front related to a transition in the Oval Office meeting, but a lot was said on the campaign trail, like Trump is a dangerous threat to our country and our democracy. Was there an apology today?
I'm sorry?
Was there an apology from
President
Biden for the words, some of the words used?
An apology from the President Biden.
To President-elect Trump for some of the words that was used on the campaign trail.
Look, and I've answered this a couple of times about a threat to democracy in the past week. The president is going to always feel obligated to be honest with the American people. What he says still stands.
He's going to be honest with the American people, yet he pardons Hunter Biden. We got this. Alex Jones just posting this. Deep state coup alert. Top Democrats launch plan to block Trump from taking office.
Certifying. Well, the Democrats were unable to steal the 2024 election, and now, just as Jamie Raskin promised, they are moving to block Congress from certifying the election, claiming Trump was convicted of insurrection, something that never happened. We're about to lay it out right now.
It never happened. 3 hours ago, stupid inept Congress proposes to block President Trump from taking office. 2 hours ago, Pappy Trumpo posts he will prosecute anyone involved with the 2020 stolen election. That's a major middle finger to Congress and the weasel Mike Pence, that everybody and everyone that knowingly certified an uncertifiable election, we knew the final stretch would be war. We'll fight like hell to get our president sworn in. Congress's power to block Trump under debate. Following an opinion piece published by The Hill on December 26, 2024, suggesting Congress would use Section 3 of the 14th Amendment to prevent Donald Trump from taking office, social media has erupted with diversive reactions. The article discusses the constitutional debate over whether Trump's actions constitute an insurrection, thereby disqualifying him under the amendment's terms. Discussions range from support for the legal theory to accusations of promoting insurrection against the democratic process. Oh, but guess what? Check this out. Here we have Stephen Chung. What is he saying? Oh, look, Democrats want to steal the election and invalidate the will of the American people, a threat to democracy. Quote, tweeting The Hill's article, Congress has the power to block Trump from taking office, but lawmakers must act now. I mean, that's like a call to action right there. And here we have, this is Jessica Denson. I don't know who she is. She runs a show called Lights On. And she was speaking with a guy named Evan Bernick, pushing the Democrats' insurrection narrative, claiming Section 3 of the 14th Amendment bars Trump from office. This is clearly a power grab, twisting the law to subvert the people's will, because Trump stands in their way. Now, I'm going to warn you, there's a lot of legalese in this clip, so just kind of bear with me as we watch it.
About to assume.
I'm Jessica Denson, and this is Lights On, Section 3 of the 14th.
And the reason I bring it up is because this is a narrative that is now permeating through the leftist media circles. It's very important because we need to get the perspective of this is the agenda that they're pushing right now.
I'm Jessica Denson, and this is Lights On, Section 3 of the 14th Amendment. It states that someone who is an insurrectionist cannot take the oath, and that disability cannot be removed without amnesty that is granted by a 2/3 vote of both houses of Congress. In this episode today, Associate Professor of Constitutional Law at Northern Illinois University, Evan Bernick. Okay, Evan, I just want to have your thoughts off the bat on where we stand with a constitutionally disqualified individual about to be sworn in to the presidency.
We have somebody who is constitutionally disqualified for the nation's higher office about to assume that office. He is about to assume that office.
Okay, do you hear the language he's using? This is the mindset of the left right now. Trump derangement syndrome has seeped in so deep. Listen to what he says again.
He is about to assume that office.
To be sworn in to the presidency.
We have somebody who is constitutionally disqualified for the nation's higher office about to assume that office.
He is declaring that Trump is constitutionally disqualified.
He is about to assume that office in a context where a number of those who opposed his candidacy made this argument that he was constitutionally disqualified. And we really now have to see whether those were just words or the legislators who took this position, who argued that the Section 3 of the 14th Amendment disqualifies Trump because he committed insurrection, are really prepared to act on that constitutional obligation that they perceive as oath-taking constitutionally appointed officials themselves.
Evan, there is in fact nothing preventing constitutional actors from demanding that Section 3 be abided by in this moment, is there?
No, I mean, I would put the point more strongly. Section 3, combined with state and federal officials' oath to follow the Constitution, obliges them to give effect to what they understand Section 3 to mean. Even if the court had specifically said that Trump wasn't disqualified, and certainly now that the Supreme Court has not said that he isn't disqualified. The Supreme Court's opinion in Trump v. Anderson does not say very much about the meaning of Section 3, except that states cannot enforce Section 3 by removing people whom have been adjudicated to have committed insurrection from the ballots. In fact, the court emphasized in Congress's court concerning what they want to do regarding a alleged, and in this case, adjudicated insurrectionist.
Absolutely, Evan. And not only is it incumbent upon them, but there are specific tools. There's a variety of avenues they could be pursuing at this moment. A
variety of tools that they're going to be pursuing. Oh, yes. And, of course, here's the headline. Congress has the power to block Trump from taking office, but lawmakers must act now. Evan Davis and David Schultz, an opinion contributor of The Hill. Mainstream media, of course. Remember this. This is, we've played this before, but this is more relevant now. We warned about this before. We've been warning about it for months. Shadow of Ezra. Mainstream media outlet The Hill is calling for an insurrection, demanding that Congress use the 14th Amendment to block Trump from taking office. They claim Congress has the authority to override the Electoral College and restore power to democracy. And here's Jamie Raskin. He has previously stated that Congress would use the 14th Amendment to stop Trump on January 6th, even if it led to civil war conditions. And he said, and to be clear, Jamie Raskin claims he never said this.
Job, and in what can be put into the Constitution can slip away from you very quickly. And the greatest example going on right now before our very eyes is Section 3 of the 14th Amendment, which they're just disappearing with a magic wand, as if it doesn't exist, even though it could not be clearer what it's stating. And so, they want to kick it to Congress, so it's going to be up to us on January 6, 2025, to tell the rampaging Trump mobs that he's disqualified. And then we need bodyguards for everybody in civil war conditions, all because the 9 justices, not all of them, but these justices who have not many cases to look at every year, not that much work to do, a huge staff, great protection, simply do not want to do their job and interpret what the great 14th Amendment means. And I'm glad that Sherilyn's creating her new center so we can bring that.
Never forget what Jamie Raskin said, because it is now in play and The Hill is amplifying that narrative. Mario Nafal, legacy media pushes Congress to block Trump from taking office. Legal scholars, excuse me, according to The Hill, urging Congress to disqualify Trump using Section 3. They cite Trump's second impeachment and the January 6th committee findings as bipartisan evidence of insurrection, a claim already rejected by the Supreme Court in Colorado's failed bid to bar Trump. This is not journalism. It is a destructive agenda against America. Legacy media continues its relentless, already failed campaign to sway public opinion against Trump using discredited narratives to push Congress into unhinged action. Americans deserve free and fair journalism, not interference fueled by partisan narratives. That's from The Hill. And Robert W. Malone says The Hill is inciting an insurrection. Jack Unheard. Writers at The Hill suggest Section 3 of the 14th Amendment grants Congress the power to stop President Trump. Sean Spicer. He's weighing in as well. Yeah, he was the former press secretary for President Trump. Surprise it took so long, but the left is back at trying to subvert the election. Congress has the power to block Trump from taking office, but lawmakers must act now. He's quoting The Hill. They are desperate to start another insurrection, says American Sublime, and tagging the Hill. The following media outlets promote fake news. Yes, they do. Yeah, I thought this was funny. I wonder what sort of sabotage the Biden puppet masters are planning this week to stifle the Trump administration. Well, now we know. And here we have MSNBC pundit Matthew Dowd claims Joe Biden's final weeks in office are all about one thing: boxing Trump in.
Vetoed that, but we had many bills signed by the president. There's also the issue of more judges. He vetoed that bill. We have the bald eagle now officially the bird of the United States. What do you expect to see him do in the next 3 weeks of lasting effect?
I mean, I think what he's trying to do is trying to corner Donald Trump and sort of box him in so he can do. I think the Biden administration and the president is trying to prevent Donald Trump from doing as much damage as he possibly could do, which he could do a lot of becoming president. But I think Joe Biden is trying to box him in on this. And I mean, speaking specifically to the commutations, which, of course, Donald Trump doesn't understand the difference between a commutation and a pardon. Donald Trump in that tweet said they were pardoned. They weren't pardoned. They're still going to serve. They're going to still be in jail in this. And I think it comes a lot from the president's Christianity and outlook on the world, because I'll tell you, me personally, as a Christian, I'm opposed to the death penalty. And I think Donald Trump, it's amazing to me, his weighing in on this issue in such a way on Christmas. He might as well have, quoted Scrooge from Dickens and said, bah, humbug, let's decrease the surplus population in the course of this. And I'm actually always amazed by Donald Trump's sort of wrenching conflict with what the message of Christmas is and what he actually tweets out in the course of this. And so I think Joe Biden is trying to box Donald Trump in as much as he can. It's limited, but I think that's what his goal is.
So they're trying to hamstring Trump and remove him from office and get ready to launch these lawsuits the minute he takes power.
There's a virtual law
if they fail in preventing him.
Firm of people besides us that are working right now on the brief. Just fill in some names and some dates, the lawsuit, the draft. We know exactly what they're going to do. They may have ready a raft of 40 executive orders for him to use his Sharpie with on January 20th. But I assure you, we have a raft of dozens of lawsuits already drafted with our fingers hovering over the print and file button against each one of those things. And now we have the advantage because we're in the plaintiff driver's seat.
The insurrection is about to take place. If they're successful, the media narratives are being formed. The Hill is pushing it. And you see right there, Brianna Morello, the Hill is plotting an insurrection. So what we've revealed tonight is just the tip of the iceberg. The Democrats' plan to block Trump isn't just about one man. It's about maintaining their grip on power at any cost. They're willing to twist the Constitution, create chaos, and ignore the will of millions of Americans just to stop Trump's return to office. But here's what they don't realize. Their desperate moves are only making the America First movement stronger. Every lawsuit, every media hit piece, every unconstitutional scheme only proves what we have known and reported all along. They are terrified of true American leadership. So here is tonight's question. That's sure to spark some debate. If the Democrats succeed in blocking Trump through the 14th Amendment, will it trigger the constitutional crisis they claim to be preventing? Share your thoughts below. Don't forget to gear up for the fight with our exclusive Mag Avengers collection at shop.nextnewsnetwork.com.